So Jared,
Yeah.
this past weekend was, our nation's birthday, celebrating the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Did you do anything? Did you see any fireworks, explosions?
Yeah. I mean, I can see them from my house every year. And I was here also.
Yeah, we did a cookout
part of the
here,
weekend.
but we didn't have any.
Not on the day.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
What else did I do? I don't know.
We went over to,
I saw Meemaw.
nice.
Yeah.
We went to someone's house in Waynesboro,
Yeah.
and those redneck thing, they were just blowing them up in the middle of the street.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want to know how much money they spent on those fireworks.
Probably. Are they cheaper in PA
I have
than
no
Maryland?
idea. Well, I think you can
Probably
get
get
things.
them easier.
I think you can also get things in PA that you can't get in West Virginia.
Or
Like
bigger ones?
yeah, like in Maryland, there's the restrictions are higher.
Maryland restrictions on everything are crazy.
But yeah, it was a little crazy. I mean, they had, it felt like it was Wayne's World where there was like a car and then they like clear off things.
Yeah.
And then
I forgot about
game
that.
on
Yeah.
and they'd light some more. Hey, welcome back to Screen Time TV, a podcast where we discuss the latest streaming shows. We kind of have different segments. For those of you who are new around here, we do a little bit of what we've been watching, then the famous internet game show Based or Waste.
Yep.
And then we end on a little bit more of a deeper discussion about current TV show or streaming show. And we are currently talking about The Bear season 4. But Jared, this podcast is more perfect than perfect.
Yes.
So my name's Josh, and for those of you who don't know us, and this is my co-host Jared.
I should have been an actor. Freaking phenomenal. Freaking gravitas, baby.
Nice. All right, so today...
Was yours Richie again or not?
No, that was Carmi saying about the scallop.
Ah, yes. Okay, yeah, I actually haven't heard about that. Yeah.
So we'll at the end of this podcast, we'll dig into The Bear season 4, episode 3 and 4.
3 and 4.
But let's talk about what we've been watching. So Jared, what have you been watching, or what do you got? I've got 2 movies and a show.
Okay. I got a movie and 1 show. So you should start.
All right. Well, I'll start with Jurassic World Rebirth.
Oh.
Saw this in the theater.
So you saw 2 movies in the theaters then?
Yes, I did.
Recently. Wow.
Yeah.
Since last week. Okay.
5 years post Jurassic World Dominion, an expedition braves isolated equatorial regions to extract DNA from 3 massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough.
I didn't think you would see this in theaters.
It's fun to see I saw the first Jurassic World in theater as well. I have not seen Dominion. I did not watch Dominion, but I know the
That
premise
one was bad.
and I heard it was pretty bad, so I just never got around to watching it.
All of them have been bad. Like Jurassic World was
Yeah, it was
fine. But like since then, the second and the third one were bad.
I did see the
This
second
one doesn't look good to me, but we'll see how you feel about it.
The second one's the one where they're in like the kind of the mansion.
Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, the
Or
mansion.
Fallen Kingdom, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
I
remember,
did see that one. Yeah, it was not.
Yeah.
And then, but Jurassic World wasn't a bad for rebooting kind of ish. And then, so this one, it's kind of in the middle. I would say, like,
Okay.
I think the scenes with the dinosaurs or whatever, like that, they're well choreographed. Well,
how's the CG look on them?
I think everything looked pretty good.
Cool.
There wasn't anything too But they, those the build the tension, the scare kind of like stuff like that was all done great. But it's all the stuff that's in between, like was not yeah, it was just weird, like the dialogue, because again, like Scarlett Johansson, who's kind of one of the leads in this, or the lead, like I've seen her act and be good.
Yeah, she's great.
And like drama stuff. And then I've seen her act even in Marvel stuff and talk and say things that are very, what's the word, like, just things that are kind of silly words to say anyway, and be great. Like, I think she's
For sure.
great in, a very emotional scene, and, in the Infinity War and Endgame stuff, with her, like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
she's great. And in this, like, I didn't feel like she was saying what she, like the words, like she was, and I don't know if it was her or the direction from the director, because overall, like, just the dialogue, there's something that fell off with it. Everyone kind of felt like they were almost like, want to say, phoning it in at some level.
Seems, yeah, that makes sense.
Because Mahershala Ali was also in this, and then so it's just some of that stuff was a little off.
That sucks.
Yeah, and so I mean, that's where it's like, but then like the premise, other than the MacGuffin part of like, oh, we have to go find the 3 biggest ones and get the DNA from them, like that's like, okay, whatever. But like the premise of like, because I know, even though I didn't see it from the Dominion, was like, then all these dinosaurs are free, right?
Yeah,
and just roaming the earth. But then like this is like 5 years later, and kind of the setup is like, well, yeah, they were roaming, but come to find out that, there was a reason they went extinct, and it's like they didn't evolve to survive on this planet.
right.
And so they're all like dying off. And then the only place they're still alive really is closer to the equator, where it's warmer, and
this is the original island?
no. So,
Oh, okay.
So then
I thought it was.
This is the island that they supposedly did a lot of the testing and research for the actual like island where there was a Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So this is just like a research facility that's on this island. And basically, at some point things went bad. And so like now it's just the
As
island.
they always do.
The island is just inhabited by, and no people live there, or even there's no research facility. It's just kind of abandoned at this point. So these people go on this excursion to this island and try to get these DNA samples they need.
Well, at least maybe they finally learned their lesson to not build any more parks.
Yeah. I mean,
because that never works out well.
This is the 4th movie. I think it's done pretty good, decent at the box office.
Okay.
Which probably means they'll make another one. So at some point, there's got to be another park, because you can't just keep.
Yeah.
But like one of the things I think, like, again, what helps the monster things is the scale things, and this was Gareth Edwards directing this one.
Oh.
And so
that's weird. Because I like his movies.
Yeah. And so
didn't know he directed this.
Yeah. So like a lot of the shots and stuff with like scale and stuff, which he does good with monsters and stuff. Like it looks good like that, and which is why like that stuff's cool. Like the world, those things are cool. Just it came down. The dialogue was not. And I don't know if he wrote it or not. It might have been someone else who wrote it. But.
Oh, this kind of like IP is probably like 10 writers on it.
Probably.
That contribute. Yeah.
With like, there was a whole another character with a storyline that got cut. Those kind of things could always.
Yeah.
And they do that, like, and that's why it's like things feel a little disjointed sometimes in the dialogue or whatever. But anyway. But yeah, so I mean, I'm mixed. I mean, I would say, I wouldn't run out to see it in the theater, but
yeah, I wasn't going to.
Yeah. So, what about you? What's something you've been watching?
Yeah, I watched the new Final Destination movie, finally, Bloodlines.
Yeah.
And it's on VOD. Not streaming yet, but you can rent it or buy it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. And I think I mentioned already, I have nostalgia for these original Final Destinations. And this one's actually really great. I was surprised because after 15 years since the last one, it's been a long time.
No, so I saw a full extended scene from this at CinemaCon.
Oh, which part did you see?
Yeah, I would say spoilers if you don't want to spoil but just jump ahead like a minute or something. The one where they're go to get the MRI or near the MRI machine just because it's fantastic.
That is one of the best like death scenes in the movie, I would say.
Yeah, it's so great.
That was a highlight for sure. Besides Tony Todd, who's only in this for like one scene, I didn't recognize anyone in this, but everyone was good, especially one of the kids. That guy was great. He's actually the guy that gets killed in the MRA. That was like, honestly, he's one of the best characters in this movie. He was really funny. But this is also Tony Todd's final performance before he passed away, which is sad. But he was good in this, like he always is. And it's actually a kind of a good send-off because the scene he's in is like really heartfelt. And I was like, oh, dang, okay. So, but yeah, I was surprised how well they did this movie. And I also like how they kept the formula where it's, I mean, you're really watching it to see these crazy deaths, but then they kept it to where even at the end, it wraps up and you think everything's good. And then there's like one final crazy kill they ended on, just like all the other movies. So yeah, I really liked it. And I hope they keep it going. I think it did. Speaking, you were talking about the box office. I think this actually did really well when it was in theaters.
I mean, I remember it getting good buzz. Like everyone was kind of, when it was in theater, like talking about it was good. So
did they talk about it all at CinemaCon or just show the clip?
I'm sure they did. Yeah. I don't remember now. Okay. I mean, it's so much information all crammed into once.
Sure.
You can watch the recap videos that we did and we could tell you this.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Could tell you if they said anything else about it other than just showing that clip. But
well, I just hope they don't just stop like they did 15 years ago. I hope they do another one.
Yeah. Well, I think it was because they were getting kind of bad and not making.
Oh yeah, I don't even remember the last one
like,
15 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's just like reviving something. You know, I was going in with like not very high expectations, and it's really fun. And actually cool, like with the lore, whatever lore there is in these movies. I mean, because there is some connectivity between them. This kind of shows you the origins or bloodlines, if you will. So actually, it's kind of cool what they do with it and explain kind of what all this comes from. So yeah, it's I really liked it. And this is just a side note. I started logging. Not the stuff we cover on here, like on our films. I will maybe eventually, but we've done so many now covering. But I started logging just random films I've watched recently on Letterboxd. So my film snob meter has leveled up, I guess, because I started doing that. Because I put I put Bloodlines on there, and I just put Brutalist on there. So
yeah, I also did like.
Oh, did you start doing that? Started
doing it because I wanted to post about the other movie I watched.
And I saw your story, which was funny because it was coincidence because I posted mine on Brutalist, which is cool because I didn't realize you could do it so easily through Letterboxd and post it to Instagram story. And what's funny is when I did, I literally saw yours right afterwards. So it was like we posted both of ours like right at the same time.
I'd seen someone else do that before, and I was like I was like, I just want to be able to post something quick about this. But the
way they do it on Letterboxd is
nice.
Yeah,
it makes it nice. And so I was like, oh, I should start using this more.
Yeah, it's cool.
And tracking.
The app for your phone also is really good.
That's what I was on.
You're on, okay. Yeah, I haven't really tried the browser version.
Yeah,
I don't know how it is, but
anyway, it's also been around long enough that it's probably not going to go away anytime soon. Because that's the problem with some of these other things. There's plenty of apps and sites that let you do all kinds of tracking.
Yeah, no, this is
but they've been around for a while.
Yeah, they have been.
But yeah, yeah, I do feel like it's like leveling it.
Oh, it is
one step
for
closer
sure
to being the film snob.
It is for sure.
Cool. Then speaking of, so the other movie I saw in theaters was F1.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where a Formula One driver comes out of retirement to mentor and team up with a younger driver. And so this has got Brad Pitt and Javier Bardem. And I really enjoyed this movie. I love this movie.
I figured you would, yeah.
It's so much fun. It's so well made.
Is it like Top Gun Maverick?
Yes.
Cool.
Like at that level of just, but then it, and it's one of those things where it always reminds me, and I love this because it's like, there's these moments of these things where such a, let's say, well, what I'm saying is like this, there's such some cliche plot lines in this.
Right.
But you don't care because it's so.
Same in Top Gun also.
So, yeah. It's so, because it's well made.
Yeah.
It's well crafted. It's well structured and well acted. And so like when everything's working, the cliche stuff's fun. Like you see it coming and you know, you're like, hey, you know what's going to happen. And then when it happens, you just have a grin on your face because you're just like, that was great. That's what I wanted to see happen. But it's just always funny because then it's like, but then the same things in a bad movie just makes you cringe even more, right? So
it makes it even worse, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's the same thing with lines. Like I always find it fascinating, like because you like I think I may have even talked about this in maybe in The Godfather or something. I don't know, but like where you take like a great actor saying a line, and then you think you're like. You just dissect that line for the words they are and not the way they delivered it. And you're like, that's such a cheesy line. But that actor knows how to make that line work.
For sure.
And then so it's the same thing, like not good acting or even the actor not cast well almost, like it'd be maybe a better way to say it. And then having to deliver a line that doesn't like mesh with their character or whatever it is. It's like that can make it not work. And it kind of goes back to, maybe a little bit of why the stuff in Jurassic World Rebirth I was talking about, like, those lines really didn't fit Scarlett Johansson as an actress / her character she was playing. And so then they just weren't landing or whatever. But anyway, that's, so anyway, there's just a great reminder of like, it's always, there's so many things that can go right and wrong in making a film. And when they're all going right, it's beautiful.
Yes.
And when some of it's going wrong, it's varying degrees of hit or miss, right? Like it can be like, oh, it wasn't bad. Or it can be like, whew. And, it kind of goes to a little bit of, I know it's covered by like the master when we just recorded.
Yeah.
Before this, like, where that, like you had these great performances and stuff, but then like, to me, like, but the overall story, right, like it's just lacking. And so then it makes this for this like mixed, mixed emotions about a film, or like you just kind of like, but anyway. So yeah, but I will say, fantastic film to see on the big screen. So
I'm sure.
As long as it's still out there, I would try to go see it. It's the sound design,
IMAX, Dolby Atmos.
Yeah, IMAX because they did shoot it. It's actually the first film to be. There's no times where it switches to, like partial and then cut, like, and it has to go back because it's all shot. Not with IMAX cameras, because IMAX camera is still has to be film,
right?
But it all shot at higher resolution, and because they used a lot of digital cameras in this because they mounted them like crazy. He's like,
inside
the but it was all, and the aspect ratio, because they had the resolution for it to be IMAX. So like there's no change in the thing. Now, next year we'll have a different film that was all shot on IMAX film cameras by a little known director, Christopher Nolan.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, did you see the teaser? It got leaked, even though it wasn't supposed to be shown.
Oh, I saw it at the theater.
Oh, that's right, because it plays before the. That's where it was supposed to be.
Plays before Jurassic.
Yeah,
World.
that's right. Okay, I forgot that's where.
Yeah. So I saw it Wednesday night last week,
Dude.
and I was like, "Ooh, I didn't know this was going to be on here."
Yeah, I mean it's very short teaser, but it's very exciting. Anyway, I found it online, and I was like, I gotta see this. But yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
I didn't realize he was doing it all on IMAX.
Yeah, like he's shot a bunch of his films on mostly, but then like if you go see him in IMAX, then it's like the whole sections of these films will be full top to bottom, but then you'll get black bars.
Right, that's how Oppenheimer was,
yeah,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the last one.
Yeah.
So then it's like what 50-60% of the film is full IMAX, and then the other 40% is not. And
that, I mean, that is perfect for especially what the film is about, like the Odyssey.
yes.
Like having that grand scale, like that's perfect for that.
So, but anyway, this F1, even though it wasn't shot with the film cameras, is also full
Nice.
IMAX. So I also think it'd be funny to see, which I didn't see. I saw it in Dolby Atmos, and what do they call that? The tilted screen, whatever. I forget. There's a name for it.
I don't know.
But I was like, this could be fun in a 4D where they have the vibrating chairs.
Oh, yeah,
just like a racing movie seems like it's perfect
Get, like,
for that.
Fans blowing on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like other movies I don't know about, but like a racing movie, then it's like, because halftime you get this good POV that you're in the race car and it's driving. It's like it could work well for that.
Yeah, it could.
But anyway,
Yeah.
So what else you get?
So this came out today of recording, but yeah, I mean it'll be out when everyone else watches this. So a show that I mentioned when it first came out, Such Brave Girls, season 2, just came out today on Hulu. And I still really like this show. I really like the specific British humor in it. And it's still like a pretty unique and funny show. I can't remember if you said, I think you didn't like it.
I did try. Well, I didn't give it a full try, but I think I watched the first episode and I was like, and then like.
Well, I mean, I understand though, because a lot of these types of shows I don't really like, but I don't know. There's something about this one I do like. And they released all of it. I mean, it's only 6 episodes because it's British, but yeah. So it's still, I mean, if you like the first season, you'll like this. I mean, I haven't watched all of it yet, but yeah, it's cool. So
Cool.
I don't know, maybe try it again or don't if you didn't like it the first time.
Yeah. Can you watch season 2 without seeing season 1, or do you think it?
No, it's a continuation. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you should. Yeah, I mean, it's only 6
Yeah.
30-minute. It's short.
Yeah. Maybe I'll check it out.
Revisit. Yeah, it's on Hulu. Also, didn't realize it just started thunderstorming out of nowhere. I don't know if that's going to pick up into the mics or not, but okay.
Probably not.
I was just surprised. It just came out of nowhere, like literally like a couple minutes ago. But
All right. So then the last thing I have, watching The Buccaneers season 2 on Apple TV Plus. And so this is
this is a Josh show.
This is based. It's like, so it's they send the women are sent to secure husbands and titles, young American women, over to England to explode into the London scene in the 1870s. This is based in, so, and kicking off an Anglo-American culture clash. So this is kind of, I guess, loosely based on like history, like this kind of happened in
Okay.
that time period, and so it's kind of loosely based on that. But yeah, it's it is interesting, kind of the style of it, and kind of that they also kind of do that even with like the music. They'll use like some modern music mixed in moments.
So
kind of,
Bridgerton.
not the way Bridgerton does
Okay.
it. It's a little bit different. I think Bridgerton like takes it and makes it kind of feel like this is the actual like music, like like
okay.
rock music, but it's like
Okay.
kind of they use it to kind of give the themes for the women that are all American women, and then all the guys are like these British guys, and so then it's like so it's kind of like they kind of mix this like I want to say punk is a little heavy for the like,
Mhm.
but like the vibe is a little bit more modern American now, but like
They did that really well with Peaky Blinders too. They did that same type of thing. That's what it reminds me of.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it's decent for
Decent,
this guy.
okay.
Yeah, I mean it's I mean yeah, it's it is like a little the like kind of that romance and kind of like the Pride and Prejudice and the Bridgerton kind of
So
vibe.
it's more like that. It's not comedy. It's
no,
more,
it's not. It's not.
Okay.
No, it's not funny. It's definitely drama
Okay.
in that sense. But yeah, it's definitely that kind of the class stuff. The who's got money and doesn't have money and stuff like that.
Is this the show that? Because she hasn't been anything in a while. Is this the show that has Christina Hendricks in it from Mad Men?
Yes, she plays one of the moms.
Joan. Okay.
Yep,
All right.
she plays one of the moms, and then actually this season, her sister shows up, and it's played by I forget the actress name, but she was in the original Gossip Girl. Just funny
Oh,
to see
all
her
right.
because I haven't seen her in much of anything and just to see her as like, okay, you're now like a 35, 40-year-old woman,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like whatever, or maybe older than, I don't know, 45. I don't know how old she is. But yeah,
Okay.
but she's like a side character. She's not like the main, whereas the mom, is in it a lot more.
Okay.
But yeah, I think if you like that kind of stuff, it's worth watching. I mean, it's not, but it has the Jane Austen kind of vibe to it.
Cool.
With a little bit of modern flair with the
So this is like
American
the-
influence.
Yeah, this is like the bridge between the Gilded Age, which you're also watching.
Correct. The Gilded Age is a little
And
later.
Downton Abbey would be kind of.
So the,
Oh right, Gilded Age. That's right. We
Gilded
talked
Age
about that
is
a little later. Yeah.
yeah, 1880s.
All right.
This is the 1870s.
Right, and Downton Abbey is like
Something's like right at
literally-
1905 or something, because it's So I think even during the season of or different seasons, they even have the First World War at some point, right? I think so. I don't know. I never watched all of it, but because then there's the movies too,
yeah.
which I definitely never seen any of those.
I think they're still doing a final movie.
Yeah, there is.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's still going.
It's also crazy because like that main actress that's still in it,
Yeah.
I don't know her actual name, but like, or you remember her name in the show, but just like you see her front center and like any of the promotion stuff, and you're like, you've been playing this character now for probably like,
And she looked
20
old in the original, didn't she? Or am I thinking of a different person?
you're probably thinking a different person.
Okay.
She didn't look old, but like
Who was the main person?
she's probably been playing this character now for like 20 years.
Wow.
I don't know. I have to look it up because normally I have a DVD, I'll give you the year range, but because I can't remember exactly
yeah.
when Downton Abbey came out. But all right, cool. Well, that's it for what we've been watching.
Yeah.
Little bit of news
All right.
section. First of all, The Bear renewed for season 5.
I know we just talked about.
We just talked about how we thought. I
weird.
think there was some kind of, I don't know where it started or whatever assumption because they were shooting them back to back, season 3 and 4.
Yeah.
That was going to be it. I think there was even comments from the creator that he had originally had a concept for 3 seasons. And they actually stretched it for 4. So I think everyone just
Yeah,
assumed.
we talked about all that. Yeah.
So I think everyone's assumed, but no one ever said officially.
I know. And as soon as this season came out, then
they dropped it. It was like the next week.
renewed.
Yeah, next week. After it was like renewed for season 5, which I mean we're waiting and watching them. So like, well, I assume you are too.
Yes.
So like I don't know where it ends yet. So
No.
so like, but I mean, some people probably binged it and then thought like maybe then it was obvious that it wasn't the end, and I don't know.
I don't know. I think even the final episode of this season is titled Goodbye.
What the heck?
So I know. That's why I just like I mean that's cool though. But
well, I mean, it is and isn't. Like I mean, like
my only concern is if they can still get all the actors, then cool.
Well, and if there's a story to tell.
Yes.
Because I mean, I think season 3 did feel
right. That's true.
rough, and I mean, this we haven't watched.
Because they asked him to.
Yeah,
to do 4 seasons. So,
but what I hope is as they've wrapped things up and got the story to maybe the point where he thought originally, he had a good idea for where the story could go after, and then and that's what I'm hoping. And it wasn't just hey, we're going to throw a lot of money at you to do another season.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. We'll
just
see.
wanted to mention that since we're even specifically covering that here, and then also just maybe we'll start concluding this a little more often. So if you ever have stuff you want to, just little teasers or trailers that dropped besides the Odyssey, which technically I guess is not really out there yet.
No, it's not.
But we got a little teaser for Neuromancer on Apple TV Plus. Started production.
That's not a teaser though. That's literally just saying,
hey,
we're filming it.
I'm super excited for this.
Oh yeah, me too. But we don't really get to see anything.
Yeah, but that means like it's not that far away, and it'll be out probably early next year. Then they start production.
Well, I don't know because it's so post heavy. Like, or maybe a year from
maybe
now
next
or
summer.
something.
Yeah, fill in the gap between Foundation, the alternate.
Yeah, that's probably.
So assuming there's gonna be another season of Foundation.
I hope so.
Yeah. Project Hail Mary.
Yeah,
that trailer looks good, and excited because of the people involved, and Phil, Lord, and Chris Miller are always exciting directors.
this is their first movie in a while, though, right?
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to do and they worked on it some the Han Solo film.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But and then I guess the really last thing they really worked on was the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse film. That was animated.
Yeah, but this is the first one they've directed in a while. I think that's what I saw. Something about how it's been a long. But yeah, the Spider-Verse movies are.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did they do? Lego.
They did a Lego movie. That's really
Lego
what
movie.
got them.
That's right.
No, I mean they were doing other stuff before that, but that's what really got them.
That was the big one. Yeah.
Like really recognized. And then the last one, the Running Man trailer,
Oh yeah.
which also looks fantastic. I did see. I don't know if it was the same trailer because I did watch this one, but I did see a trailer of type at CinemaCon, and
Okay.
then of course, that was exclusive there. So like you didn't, but I think this looks great. I mean, Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we covered Edgar Wright's. This will be another one, just like PTA, One Battle After Another, when that comes out, which this is shortly after that.
this is early November, like first.
Yeah,
weekend of
November.
Yeah.
One Battle After Another, September. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah.
I wonder. Well, no, I mean we know he can do it though. It's like Edgar Wright can do both comedy and action and blend it really well. So, yeah, I'm sure it'll be good. It does look good.
And Glenn Powell
Yeah.
is also good at both.
That's true. He's just. I wonder if he'll get to the point like Pedro Pascal, where it's like, you're in too many things, and I'm getting sick of you now. He might get there. I don't know. He's in a lot.
Yeah. I feel like though, I've never seen Pedro Pascal do humor.
Yeah.
I think it helps if you're able to do like a comedy and then you're doing something that's a little more serious and like and being able to, then it doesn't seem like you're doing, it doesn't seem as like a bunch of the same.
Yeah.
But all right, well, what time it is?
Yes.
It's time for Based or Waste.
Welcome back, everyone, to Based or Waste, the internet game show where we go on Rotten Tomatoes. We check and see what's trending, TV shows or movies, and I pick 10 of them, and Josh is going to guess if they're good or bad, if they're based or waste, and we go off the audience score. We are back to movies again.
All right.
And we got a good lineup this week. We got a good amount that I could pick from. So
Good. Hopefully I'm familiar with all of them.
You should be. Yes.
Yeah. Famous last words.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. First one, I'm assuming, is a re-release. Spinal Tap.
It was re-released. It's like a.
And they're doing a new one?
Are they?
I saw something about another one.
I don't know. But yeah, it's like some anniversary. I can't remember.
Okay.
If it's like 30 years, 40 years, whatever it was.
Okay.
Probably 30. I don't know. I'm going to say based. I mean, there's no way this is a waste.
Yeah, 92. It's been a minute since I've seen this.
Yeah. Turn it up to 11.
That's right. Oh, sorry, I should have said the full name. This is Spinal Tap. That's the correct name of the movie. Next one is Megan 2.0. I didn't know this came out already.
Yeah, I also saw.
I
saw stuff for this at CinemaCon.
That's right.
And they even had like 30 people dressed up like real people like dancing as like the robot.
Yeah,
it was crazy. This is I
don't remember how the first one did. Well, I know it was popular, but I don't know
it did
the rating wise.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say waste.
No, it's 82.
Oh,
Based.
wow, okay.
Yeah,
higher than
I did this yesterday or the day before, so this is pretty recent.
Yeah.
Again, we're recording when this gets posted on Wednesday. We'll see. Again, like I always mention, brand new ones, the score changes a lot when it first.
Yeah, I just. Yeah, I was just thinking.
I know. I don't know why.
It's like the sequel, maybe.
Usually is lower.
Yeah, and then, but yeah. Anyway, all right. Good for Megan 2.0.
Good for Megan 2.0. All right. This is one you might not be familiar with, but it's called The Ritual. And the reason why I put this is because this is the newest Al Pacino movie, which he's got to be retiring soon because I didn't know he was even doing any more movies. But yeah, this is the new Al Pacino movie.
No idea because I'm not familiar.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the movie, but I love Al Pacino.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's just say based.
Nope. It is a waste. 54.
Right on the line.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if that's like his last movie or I don't know. I feel like Robert De Niro is still doing a decent amount too, though. I just saw there's a new Meet the Parents, maybe. Like,
yeah. Did you? I mean, I heard about it from the Severance podcast.
I did listen to that, so maybe that's where I heard it then.
Yeah,
but
on the episode with the
that sucks.
where they had the guys from the studio on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seth Rogen and
Evan Goldberg.
Evan Goldberg. And he was talking about because they were talking about him, Seth Rogen being nervous to meet Scorsese when they had to have him in the episode that he's in.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Yeah, I still get nervous." And Ben Stiller's
Oh
like,
yeah, because he just talked to Robert De Niro.
Yeah, he's like, "I just talked to him. I still get nervous every time I talk to him." And it's because they're working on them Meet the Parents.
Yep. But
hopefully that's like everyone's kids or something. Gotta be gotta be the premise.
Yeah.
So like it's, even though they're there to be, they would all have kids and or slash grandkids or whatever. You know, like Ben Stiller's character would have kids, which are also then his grandkids, right? And then that's got to be rolling around that because it's been so long.
But
hey,
I don't know. I am looking forward to, which is weird. Ben Stiller hasn't really been promoting it, but he will be in Happy Gilmore too, which is very soon. Yeah, he's reprising his that's the best character in that.
that is coming out like
very soon
month
on Netflix. Yeah,
right, August sometime. I think.
Yeah, it's sometime this summer. It's got to be.
I think it's
soon.
August.
Yeah,
sometime in August.
So, all right.
Not doing so good. 1 out of 3 so far.
Yeah, not a good start. The next one is, speaking of Netflix, The Old Guard 2.
Oh.
Just came out.
This has got to be waste.
Correct. Yes. 37. This is, I
wonder, I mean, the first one probably wasn't even that high. It probably wasn't a waste, but it probably wasn't like...
Oh, man. That first one looked bad, so...
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like in the sequel, it couldn't have been better.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised this even came out.
Also, don't forget to play along at home.
Yes, play along at home. Yeah. Let us know if you watched The Old Guard 2. More guarding.
More guarding.
All right. This is, I guess, also a re-release, Apocalypse Now.
Oh.
We covered this.
Well, this movie's got to be based.
Of course. 94. Yeah. I don't know. I wanted to put that one in. Just because I love that movie. Which, surprisingly, when we covered it, I don't think you were as high on it as me.
No.
Yeah. All right. Next is, this is an easy one. F1.
This is based, I'm sure.
Yes, 97.
Yeah.
Which also, I think Top Gun Maverick was like almost a perfect score as well. Yeah. All right. And this is the one you were asking about last week, Elio. We have a score now. We have an audience score now. So what do you think?
I'm going to say based.
Yes. 91.
Yeah. I've heard great things. It's only so many, almost only so much time in the day to go.
I know.
And just couldn't manage to get to the theater while still, I mean, now
but you still watch two things in theater.
Yeah, well, the other problem was they moved it out of the good, and it's like in the small. And I hate paying to go sit in the small. And I'm like, this is barely better than me watching at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's still in the big screens with the Dolby Atmos, yeah, but
yeah, at that point, might as well watch it in the Vision Pro.
That's correct.
All right, we have 3 more. Next one is The Shrouds, which I put in here because this is the new David Cronenberg movie, which is always important when he puts out a movie.
No, is it?
Huh?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is. He's on our list too. Actually, is he on our list? I don't know, but I like him as a director. Very unique.
I'm going to say waste.
You're right. Yeah. 54.
It's 50. That's 2 54s.
Yeah, the other one was 54 also. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, David Cronenberg is always, people either love or hate him. All right. Then the last 2 are both Jurassic World movies. So we're going to do Dominion first, and then we'll do Rebirth. So Dominion was the last one you said you did not see.
I didn't see, but her bad things. So I'm going to say, but is it low enough to be?
Yeah, this is tricky because it's, I mean.
Because some people just like, and it's the audience score.
I mean, Rebirth's going to be tricky also.
Okay.
But yeah, Dominion first. Jurassic World Dominion.
Heck, let's just say waist on that one?
No, this is at a 77,
Okay. So, yeah.
which is too high.
Yes.
Definitely too high.
All right. And then Rebirth. I'm going to say based on Rebirth.
Yes, 72 though.
Okay.
So that's currently lower
Then
than Dominion for some reason. Again, that one's going to move around a lot,
yeah,
but
as more people see it.
I mean, Dominion was not good, and I don't think from the trailers I didn't think Rebirth looks good, but I love Scarlett Johansson, but
And Gareth Edwards.
and Mahershala Ali, but sounds like they're phoning it in from what you've said, which sucks.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, but that's not what you watch those movies for. But
Right, yeah. No, you watch for the spectacle. But which he does, like you mentioned, he does that well.
yeah, so those parts are pretty good.
Yeah.
But which makes it a mixed.
I think you got 7 last week too, and you also started off
With
pretty
the
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Well, and you
just when I think you couldn't be any dumber,
you turn around and completely redeem yourself.
and totally redeem yourself. Yeah,
I was thinking the exact
I
same
know.
thing.
Because I was going to say you redeem yourself at the end, and I always think of Dumb and Dumber. All right, good job, Josh. Let us know how you did at home. The problem is with our listeners, there's no way to keep them accountable. You could just play along at home and just have Rotten Tomatoes up on your screen
Right.
at the same time.
No cheating.
Yeah, no cheating. All right. That has been Based or Waste. Tune in next week.
All right, let's dive a little bit into The Bear season 4, episode 3 and 4. So we'll start out with episode 3.
Not the final season.
No, not the final season.
Which is crazy.
This episode's called Scallop.
Oh, yeah.
This episode, Sydney steps into her own. Carmi offers real praise, and Richie shows emotional maturity. Yet the pursuit of perfection still reveals fractures beneath the veneer. So I had to find, because like the description on IMDb just says opportunity.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's very
And so
short.
I had to find a different, like where I could pull something that actually had something, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this opening montage
Yeah.
has Sydney perfecting her scallop dish and making a scallop dish. There was interesting, I don't know if you noticed, like interesting colored lighting they used here that they don't normally use, like some pinks and purples and and I mean, it threw me off at first. I was like, what is this? Is this a dream sequence? What is this? You know? And because it just, but no, I think they were just going for something fun, like almost like she's in like her flow state or whatever, and kind of hitting that that next level. She's working in 11.
She is. I thought this was a really cool opening to episode 3. Just seeing her perfecting the dish all the way to the point of Carmi telling her that it's, what's the word you used? Beyond perfect? Is that what he says?
He says perfect, more than perfect or something.
More than perfect.
That's what he says. Yeah. It's perfect. It's more than perfect. That's what he says.
Yeah, but also what I like is even in this opening, as she's perfecting this dish, you can also tell that she has a lot on her mind besides just perfecting the dish.
Yep. But still, I think it's interesting because I still feel like she's still trying to prove herself to Carmi, still trying to like base everything on his approval.
Yeah.
And you kind of see that, when he because he says, yeah, it's perfect. And then it's almost like she's like, that's why he's like, it's more than perfect. Like he kind of follows it up because she's almost like doesn't know what to do with that. Because it's like, and then you're like, kind of also, is he just placating her because he's trying to be different? and trying to look like he's changed, or is he really
No, I mean, I believed in the moment that
Okay.
he really thought it was perfect.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I also want to say, I just want to shout out again the editing in the show, especially because there's so much of it, and it's awesome the way they use it, or the way they do the editing. Like, to me, it's stylized in a very bare way, which is cool. And all the needle drops, because there's so many in this show, and they're awesome. So.
Yeah, and then we get some Richie talking to Tiff. I guess she's wedding plan. She's talking about other stuff, and then at the end she tries to get him to be like, and so you can come to the wedding. And of course he's like, oh, I gotta go. And you kind of see he definitely doesn't blow up at her. Like, he kind of seems to stay pretty composed, shows growth on his part and maturity. And yeah.
In this episode though, Richie is killing it as the head server captain. What do they call him?
Head of front of house. I don't know.
I think they do call him captains.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because there's a Curb episode about a captain or something in a restaurant, which that reminded me of it. But
yeah, you're right, and because we get that a little bit more later. But yeah, because we really get where it's like, yeah,
it's awesome. Yeah.
But even the stuff with him and Tiff, his ex-wife, was good. And of course,
it was. And
she's always great, that actress.
She is. When he's on the phone with her is what my quote comes from.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why he says that. I don't remember the context of why he says
someone
that.
else that they knew as an actress that was killing her or something, and he's like, yeah. And then you get Ebra, who is meeting with his mentor.
Yes.
Which is Albert Schur. This was funny. Like, I thought this is like, because the guy was like trying to sell him, and he's just like, no, just get to the, like, and the interaction was great. It was just funny because he's just like, and then he finally shows him the spreadsheet. He's like, oh, okay. But it's interesting because like there's this like obvious thing that like they're selling out, they're doing it, like, why don't they just extend the hours of the beef window if that's what's making so much money in the bottom line?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Like, if I was running the business,
yeah, for sure.
I'm like, well, let's serve it till 3 and start an hour early, like, because is it?
Well, but don't they want to make it like, with anything, you want to make it more scarce so it's more valuable? I don't know. Maybe there's a line with that.
I mean, there's already a line enough that you'd probably sell.
I just mean, maybe they don't want to, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just to make it more valued.
Mm-hmm. And we also get a scene of Carmi going out back, getting ready to smoke one.
Mm-hmm.
And pastry chef catches him.
Yeah.
And keeps him from smoking one, so he still hasn't like broken the habit yet. Or has broken it. He hasn't like.
No, because you haven't really seen him do that either, but he's normally chewing the gum. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a nice little moment, and then he kind of opens up about his dad and the stuff like that, and then Carmi's like, I don't know that I'm probably the best person to give you advice on this, but so it was good, nice little moment scene with them there as well. And then we get this great VIP family experience.
Yep.
This was, earlier in the episode, they kind of mentioned they have these people coming in, and they really wanted to experienced snow too, and they're celebrating her daughter being cancer free for 6 months, cancer free or something, and
It's so cool what they do.
yeah. So
For that final course
yes,
of
yeah.
the dinner. Yeah.
So well, the first thing they they also wanted to have the beef sandwiches, and so it's almost like an appetizer or something. He brings it out, and Chris
Yeah.
Carmi even stops him, cuts it up all different, and makes a little, but also puts it on the plate, like the like plastic tray. That's more like a
Yeah.
retro, which is interesting because Richie had it on like a fancy white plate, and he's like, "Oh, give me that," and he kind of gave it which is interesting and kind of unique aesthetic, especially in a very fancy fine dining.
Yeah. But it keeps with the, I don't know, I guess the classic or retro feel of what the sandwich represents.
Right.
This is
No,
why he
I
does
think
it. Yeah.
it's great. I'm saying it's a great decision, but because it really then makes it stand out and be unique and like a,
Even though I'm sure, just from what we know, the taste of it is enough for it to be so popular and stand out, but
yes.
he's making it the visuals of it too stand out.
Yeah. And in a fine dining situation.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he presents it out to them and they're all excited. And then he has to apologize to the guy, which obviously this guy is some kind of food critic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We just don't know. He might even be the Michelin star guy because they talked about it just a few episodes back. Hoping that maybe they can get a star, and that'll save them. Kind of get, because since they got that weird mixed review. So this guy, and then of course Richie, plays into it perfectly and just kind of like, well, if I tell you, I might have to kill you, but.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, I can bring you on if you want. And he's like, oh, I doubt you'd ever ask. So then he brings him on. We don't really see it coming out, but the fact he gets, and then he does come out and then says, oh, for the final course, for the VIP family, he's like, we need you to step outside. And of course, then they go outside and all this stuff is done so well.
Yeah,
like the emotion, like I was like, feeling the emotion of the moment when then they step out there and it's, it's like, it's just beautiful. And like they had, fake snow coming down, and of course it's perfect side plot things for the what are they, the brothers, that are always just messing up stuff. And they're the ones that kind of made,
the Fack brothers.
Yeah. Fack brothers.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of them in there. Nothing too crazy. Like last season with the
that was
John
too
Cena
much.
in that episode.
Too much.
But yeah, so the that moment was great, and of course, as the moment's kind of happening at the tail end, then that guy walks out to get his Uber, and they're like, he sees it and kind of gives a nice little grin. So obviously, that guy's going to come back. They're probably gonna get a great review, because that's what, like, to be at that level, it's got to be a lot more than just good food, and
yes,
there's a lot
whole
more
experience.
to it. Yeah, it's the whole experience. So if that stuff matters, doing that extra.
Yeah,
but and so and then we get the running through Chicago montage with Carmi until he shows up at Claire's doorstep.
This whole scene is I think the best scene of the whole season so far. It's him running up to her house, but specifically their interaction with each other.
Okay.
And it, it just felt like a real scene, but also both of them, because I had to look her up too. Obviously, we know Jeremy Allen White, but Molly Gordon also as Claire. But both of them just I think incredible acting from both of them in this scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the scene was great, and that general sense, and even in the story sense, like it's like you still don't know, right? Like it's not. I mean, it feels very real, like because it's like, yeah, you can apologize in real life, like it's not so simple, right? And I think that they let it sit in that complexity of like what a real life like relationship, especially one with someone that's got so many other issues, internal issues they're dealing with. And I love the comment where she's like, yeah, there's a lot of noise in there, right? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, it's like that for everyone. Like you're not special just because you have some stuff you're doing.
That was my favorite line. But then she says right after that, I wish you'd let me in on the noise a little more.
Yeah.
That was a good line. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the scene was really good, and it really doesn't say one way or the other, you know, are they getting back together, or is it just, you know, part of the healing process in general for each of them. I also do think that the fat brother, one of them being there, was kind of a hilarious like moment when he knocks on the door.
Oh yeah, he's like, what are you doing here? Yeah.
And he's like, sorry man, she made me lie about it or something.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And what does he say? I'm in love with her or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we kind of end on that little bit of cliffhanger there on episode 3. And then we move on to episode 4, titled Worms.
All Sydney episode.
Yes. Sydney literally untangles her life, hair, relationships, and career, finally choosing direction over drift. It's a quiet, pivotal chapter in her self-discovery.
Yeah, it is.
In the description that they had on IMDb, decisions.
Which is also true.
Yeah, it's not true, but it's not really a description.
No.
Of the yeah, so this is a Sydney only episode. I was trying to think, was there one before with her only?
I don't think just with her, but we've had other characters get their own episode, but yeah, I don't think her.
Yeah, I didn't remember any, but I was, yeah. So it's cool to, cool to get that, because she's a great character.
It was a good episode.
So, we start off where she's just sitting there and watching a movie, which is interesting. It seems like a theme in this season, because we had the first episode, we had
Groundhog's Day,
Groundhog's Day that Carmi was watching, and then was it in the first episode too, or second episode? Then Richie was watching
a Ridley Scott interview.
Yeah. Ridley Scott. Not an actual film. That's right. It was an actual film. Yeah, that's right. It wasn't a real film, but
it's his favorite director, though, for sure.
And then we have her watching, which was, I don't know what this was. Was it?
Yeah, it looked familiar, but I don't know. Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, some Whoopi Goldberg film. Yeah. But
and then she from like the 90s.
Yeah.
Something.
But I didn't. The only one that could come to mind that I like was Sister Act, but
right. Yeah.
But I don't think it was that. But anyway, but yeah, so she gets a call from the guy Adam Shapiro that's wanting her to help start a restaurant. She, of course, she tries to make excuses why she can't meet him, and then finally she's like, actually, I'll see if I can move my hair appointment. And then she goes and checks out this the
new space. Yeah,
new space.
I hate the way this guy talks.
Yeah. He is.
This dude's doing way too much. Also, when the best part was when Sydney starts playing for Elise, and he's like, "Oh, nice, Mozart." She's like, "Beethoven." It was good. Like he's trying so hard.
He's trying too hard,
and it's I don't like this guy. I just don't.
Yeah. I mean, I think he definitely gives off that like desperate vibes.
Yeah, it is cringy at times. Yeah.
And then you wonder, like, is he compensating? Like he's trying, because then what is the true, right? Like, is he really that, like,
Right, because he's also like literally giving her anything she wants.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like at some point the other shoe's going to drop.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't, because we don't know where this is going to go from here, right?
Yeah.
So does she decide to go partner with this guy, or does she stay at the bear, right? And oh, we did forget to mention at the end of the last episode, after that, he calls somebody. Carmi calls somebody and says, "We need to change. We need to change the agreement."
It's Sugar's
Yeah,
husband.
yeah. What do you think he wants to change?
I mean, it's got to be something with the. Is it the thing he's been trying to get Sydney to sign?
Maybe. I mean,
Right?
the agreement, like, she hasn't signed it.
Right. So I mean, what else would he change? Right? Because that's like kind of been the through line is her.
Last season, yeah,
Yeah.
they like offered her some type of partnership agreement, right?
Yeah. That's got to be what it is, right?
But I don't remember what the difference was. Like, again, it's like what was she offered before? What would they be changing it to?
Oh, I don't know.
So
I don't remember.
But yeah, I mean, I assume that's what it is. But like, they don't really.
Right.
But yeah. So anyway, so kind of get back. So then she is talking to this dude, and then goes to her hair appointment. Then we see her hair appointment. She's just in somebody's house, which turns out it's like her cousin. But
Yeah.
and she's doing her hair or whatever, and they're talking. And it, it was nice to see that side of her character and feeling a little more relaxed. And but then she doesn't have, I guess, the hair extensions or whatever she was going to put in there. So then she has to go out and buy them. So then Sydney's stuck watching her 11-year-old like cousin's kid.
And like basically weighs out her entire life.
Yeah. Well,
with a metaphor with
it turns out she was going, her friend is trying to decide to, or the little girl, 11-year-old
it's for her sleepover or something,
trying
right?
to go over a sleepover with some friends from her old school. And so she has a whole sleepover metaphor, which was hilarious. But then also it was funny them going to the little local store and getting some stuff because there was nothing to cook with even.
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't like how this kid was hating on Hamburger Helper in the first place.
She didn't know what it was.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah,
okay.
she was
I
like,
thought she was just like, oh.
No, she had no idea what it was.
Oh, okay.
All
right, well, that's
because basically the point was like her mom doesn't even buy something that simple to have cook and have in the house.
But like Hamburger Helper can be good, especially if you know how to make it right. Which obviously Sydney, like it's Sydney,
if
so
you're
she's like
it
making it, like gourmet. Yeah, she's adding all kinds of stuff to it.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just it was a neat, like, even if she's adding the metaphor in there, but also like, they bond enough that then the younger girl starts opening up, and then Sydney decides to open up with her, which is probably one of those things where like she felt comfortable saying, one, she's speaking metaphors and kind of knows the little girl really doesn't know what she's talking about, and
but also this is really on her mind. Did you notice a theme with this episode with the clock flashing the whole time?
Yeah, I mean,
in the background, because they focus on it a lot, which I'm like, is the metaphor like time is standing still in this moment of this episode? Because they show it like that whole time in the kitchen, and then there's somewhere else too in the episode where like the clock is flashing. I don't remember where.
Yeah,
they definitely, and they focus on it a lot.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, like where it's just like blinking, like 'cause it hasn't been fixed.
Yep.
Because you had a power outage, but
yeah, it's interesting. It's blinking on noon, like it's
I wonder if it's more of like to show like at this moment, she's not feeling the stress of like the constant
right
clock ticking that's at the the restaurant's kitchen that's in the back there, like counting down, and like she's able to like stop and think and really process what she needs to think about. But yeah, and then at the end of this episode, it kind of seems like she's leaning towards Shapiro's offer, right?
It does, yeah.
And she kind of then calls him up at the end, right? And it's like, hey, let's look over some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did it feel like the natural decision for her? Do you think that
No.
was? Yeah.
It didn't to me. That's why I was surprised that that's what, because she kept, in this metaphor, she kept emphasizing where it's like,
Right,
the
because
place where it's like, it could be great with like the people you love or something. I don't know, where she talks about,
she basically kept,
which is
because like,
obviously she's talking about the bear.
when she
and it's-
lays it out, the
Yeah.
little girl's like, well, then you pick that one, which is like Shapiro's place. But then she kept arguing with her because what she really wants is to stay at the bear because it's what she really wants.
Yes.
But then I guess she thinks the smart decision is to go with Shapiro because then she has,
So she made the logical decision instead of the heart
yeah,
decision. Yeah, in this moment.
in that moment. Now it hasn't played out completely, but, and of course, whatever he might be making a change to the agreement might change her decision as well. Cause it may, I'm guessing it wasn't a full, like she was just like a partial partner or like a partial like agreement that she gets profits or something. There must have been something where she's not a full partner.
For the bear?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but I'm saying if he's going to change something, it must be giving her more ownership or
Probably, yeah.
or higher stakes
Yeah.
in it to, cause he realizing like she's critical to
Yeah.
being there. And which is also, I mean, if it's authentic of what he's doing so far, Carmi, in this, well, not this episode, but the episode 3, it is showing some growth and leadership in him to be like letting other people take ownership of something and let them thrive in that.
Yes.
So, and we did see a little moment where as they were developing the pastry chef and the sommelier, how do you say that? The wine guy. Like he mentioned a thing, and then he also mentioned it with Sydney with the scallops and like kind of hip.
Oh, the way it pairs.
Yeah, and it's like he, showing he learned what he went to learn in episode 2 and stuff, and was kind of picking up with stuff. So
that's right.
which I guess also went because in that food critic guy, the Michelin star guy, he mentioned something about the scallops being like perfect.
Yeah.
So so it looked like it was a lot of positive shift in this episode before of course Sydney's episode. So it'd be interesting to see what episode 5 brings when it kind of, assuming it goes back to like all the different story narratives and the characters.
I did see the next episode title is Replicants, which I love. That's the name of the next episode. So
What do you think that means?
I don't know. I just remember one of my favorite lines was Richie calling all the customers replicants in season 1. No, he called them that were waiting outside the shop in season 1, but he also called his coworkers replicants. So I don't know, but I love that he does so many Ridley Scott movie
References.
Yeah. Because he mentions White Squall. What else did he mention? I mean, obviously a lot of Blade Runner. I don't remember. Maybe Gladiator, probably Gladiator also.
Yeah. So, but yeah. But all in all, I think I'm, feel good. These last 2 episodes really, really enjoyed.
Me too.
Some stronger stuff, which is like, feels like the bear should.
Yes.
And, so if we keep in this trajectory, we're going to end up with another good, strong season, and season 3 will be an anomaly and not the norm. So
it is kind of weird though. Like I feel like it's going to reshape my thinking of the season now that I know there's going to be another one, which kind of sucks.
I know. Well, if it sucks, it depends how the story plays out, right?
That's true. Yeah.
But but what I was expecting a little bit more from the story, was leading to a more finale, conclusion. And so I guess we're even though it might kind of feel like a strong ending, it's going to be more. So
I just my concern is if they can't get all the actors for season 5, and like Jeremy Allen White's too busy or something, and then it's like,
I don't think they
know what I mean?
They're not going to do it without him unless he completely leaves.
Or even Richie, he's great too. I mean, so is Sydney, but so all of them are so crucial. That's what I mean. They shouldn't do it unless they can for sure they can get everyone,
and
all the actors.
The actress to play Sydney, she was at CinemaCon, and the one with the red carpets I did.
Nice.
Because she was there with Andrew Garfield.
Oh yeah.
And they're in a movie together.
Mm-hmm.
I forget who's directing, because the director was there. It was like the director and the two of them kind of walking together and doing the interviews. But yes, obviously, but the other, obviously, what's his name that plays Richie? He's in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So he's
done a lot.
He was in Andor.
Yeah.
So he's in getting that Disney money.
Yeah, sure
Which is Hulu is technically Disney. FX is technically Disney, so
yeah,
just staying in the family.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, yeah, it actually, makes it a little more interesting with the watch for this season.
Yeah, in some ways that's true, yeah.
But all right, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast. And please, if you have any thoughts or feelings or feedback that you'd like to share, and we can, talk about and share on the pod, write us an email or send us a DM. You can email us at feedback@screentimepod.com. And we appreciate all you watching and listening. And please like and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube. And you can find us at Screentime Pod on all those platforms, and also on social medias like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yep.
And if you like, you can follow each of us on Instagram. I'm at JYoungBar.
And I'm at Jared Youngbar.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time.